This here is the Dynam P-51 V2, and it's the Glover edition. There isn't. It's a used bird, so you know I don't have the sticker pack or anything came with it. So anyway, this is all the bits and pieces: two wings, tail, rudder, main fuse, pull wires everywhere. Got it set up with the ESC I wanted in it. Here we go. I don't have the instructions. I could probably look it up online and maybe download them, but I see a screw here. The seller I bought it from had everything with the screw put in the receptacle, something I normally do, which is cool. I see two pegs. They go into two holes. Pretty copacetic. I wouldn't try to put the rudder on first because it would obviously have to go on top of this, so then that natural sequence of events makes sense. Alright, this screw goes down a long hole and it's a Phillip. So let me go grab a Phillip. Pretty effortless. And I just screwed it in. There's a plastic big reciprocal at the top, so you don't have to worry so much about screwing it down because it's got a big surface to pull against, and it'll mush down the foam if you get too far. And I do see a little mushiness, so I'm gonna stop right there. And same kind of situation with this rudder. It's got a peg, it's got a screw in it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the screw out. Feed this through this hole because there's a little piece there that goes in. Fold it down. I feel like it needs to go around the elevator a little bit. So I'm gonna feed this. If you see what I just did there, I pushed this up. See if I can make that make sense on video. If you try to put this in the hole and push it down, it won't get down past the elevator. So you're gonna have to push this in the hole, come from the back and feed that in that small relief right there. Then slide this forward till it goes. And kind of work it down. It's a little bit of an angle. And I'm about to drop the hatch, so let me move it. Alright. I don't want to mess up the foam. It's so nice and perfect. But you gotta ultimately get it down in there with this tail rudder in place. Alright, so I got that done. I'm push it down the hole, and it kind of positively locked in the hole a little bit, so that's cool. Drop the screw in and screw it down. And the rudder is just kind of dangling as I'm turning the screw, so it is a used bird. It doesn't need to be loosened up any. It's gonna have nice controlled surface movement without having to break it in like you would normally do with a brand newie. I don't know if I'm on the screw or not. You can't really see anything, so I just keep screwing until it gets tight, and it did. Give it one little extra quarter on top of that. Then I'm gonna come to these four for the wing. So this is a two-piece wing, which is, you know, not the standard kind of setup, but a lot of the, well, I mean, standard setup. I would say with the current day birds, a lot of birds are coming in one piece on the wing. I don't know how old this kit is. I did see it's still for sale because I did kind of look it up to see if the exact name of it. And it's still for sale, so it's not like it's an old bird. So if it's still for sale, that means they probably still have parts if you wanted to buy a wing. I haven't come across a need for that in my RC history. I tend to just do repairs to just about anything, so buying a wing wouldn't be in the cards. So I just slid that on there. I'm sorry if I wasn't on film. There's a little peg there, you see it. Those two go together. I suspect that some people might glue that, but I am not. There's a hole here I suspect I'm gonna need some Y adapters. Let's see if I can get them in without putting adapters on, and then maybe put the adapters on the other side, which will probably be a hassle because they're gonna be too short to work with comfortably. But let's see, let's just see what's up. So I see this little cutout where it goes. Oh, that's so nice. That's so cool looking. All right, I'm gonna look through this hole. Yeah, these wires are coming through enough where I could get a Y on without any issue, I think. Let's see how many we got though. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got all 6 of them. So yeah, that'll work. Oh, these lights only have 2. So yeah, there's LEDs installed. So I'm gonna pull that off again and take a look at that. Didn't expect to see that, but we got aileron, elevator, flap, and 2 lights. Cool. So your normal wing would have only 6 wires. This one has 8 wires. So once again, I'm gonna feed that through and see that all the wires will make it reachably. Looks like it will. Sorry, I'm gonna flip this over. Probably, since it's gonna need some wires anyway, I should have just done it before I passed the wires. But I didn't exactly have them in my hand at the moment, so I went ahead and did it the hard-headed way. So, see all the wires pushed back. Alright. Get this ESC business out of the way. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything is reachable. I'm gonna go ahead and get those screws put in now. Flipping bag over and get to these plastic reciprocals. I don't guess I need to make you sit there for that. I may just sit there for the whole wire chase. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the screws screwed in. So there's wire with the connections for all the surfaces. So I'm not gonna get that connected up until I apply power. These are on the ailerons, are already connected. Obviously they'll probably be right. I'm sorry, ailerons and flaps. So those will probably be correct. I just need to power those up. Let me deal with this Y business. I got everything kind of loosely put in here. I guess it wasn't important for you to see me put the connections on. All I did was took a servo tester and traced them out, and boom, boom, bam, here we are. So I'm gonna plug this in. I'm gonna hit my bind button. Try to get bound. So, kind of map out how this wiring is going to be. This one has a separate BEC, so I'm going to probably stuff that in where the ESC is, because it will fit. No, it won't fit sideways. I might have to Velcro it. Yeah, figure that part out. But anyway, all these extra wires. So in this case, we had to put the BEC in because we did not have capability to put the lights in because we're taking up all the ports at this point. So I'm just trying to get an idea of how this configuration is going to be. And of course, this is a safe receiver, so by me moving this receiver around is quite a big deal for it. Trying to figure out what's going on. I'm going to get those two light wires and separate them. Then try to get everything else situated. There's a lot of wire with those Ys. Didn't exactly have super short Ys to start with. So I'm going to get the ESC facing backwards so that the wire can go towards the back of the bird. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that situated and cinch down with some Velcro. Get back to that. So I got the radio, you know, kind of set up inside of there. I'm sorry, not the radio, but the receiver. I'm going to go here for programming. Other settings. We'll do a factory reset. Apply. Connect. Alright, so now the receiver went back to bind mode. Get out of there, because on factory reset, of course it will need to bind.
Bind complete. DSMX 22 milliseconds. Telemetry.
Alright. It is on, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't really set up any wing configuration for this, so I'm going to go into, out of that, model setup, aircraft type, turn off that. Wing, we're going to do flap runs, one aileron, one flap. Alright, good for the tail, back out. Alrighty, so now my flaps have activated. I'm going to go to this, I'm going to go to flap system. From here, switch, set it to the switch I want, switch D. Right now, zero position is down a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and walk that back. Nope, that's the wrong way, so I'm going to go this way. Can I get the flaps up where I want them at? Alright, look like 100%. Gets them up, and I don't hear them humming or anything. So I'm going to hit OK. Zero elevator for that, then position 1. That's at 0. And then position 2. Let's see what position 2 goes to. Alright, okay. Hit position 2. I'm going to go ahead and move this around. I'm going to go to maximum throw. Back off of that a little bit to stop the hum. Alright, about 88, that's where it stops. Go to about 85. Alright, completely stopped there. So I'm going to hit OK. I don't know which way the elevator is going to need to go for this, but I'm going to check that out when I get to that step. But anyway, so it'll be there, there, up. 1 click, 2 clicks. Still hums a little bit when it gets there, but that's normal. Sometimes you just can't beat all that out of it if you don't go super low. And I'm still setting up, so I don't care. Alright, so in or right, it's backwards. I'm going to go to servo setup. I'm going to go to reverse. It's already on reverse. Aileron, I'm going to hit it. Everything works there. I'm going to get out of this. And everything's zeroed out. I'm going to go ahead and connect these. I'm going to turn. Shouldn't be any correction. I didn't set up any safe mode or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this stuff. So I'm going to get this tail. I'm going to feed it through. And once I feed it through, I think I'm going to have to turn it off because it's going to be hard to feed without being able to move the servo. So I'm going to shut it down and get it fed through. Then turn it back on. Because the linkage here is going to be hard to feed through the... See now, I pushed it back. I hope that's coming through on the video. And then my feed the struts opening. And now it's still loose. So when I turn it on, it'll slide where it needs to go. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Slide it all the way back. Get my headlamp so I can see underneath the dark tail section. Alrighty, now I can see fine. The screw is screwed in, so I gotta loosen it. So anyway, you get the idea of this. I won't torture you guys watching this whole part. Alright, so I went ahead and fired it up. And I don't need to make you watch this either. I'm just basically going to line these things up to a level, and then tighten the screws down. That's not something that necessarily is not going to make sense. I mean, you see where this rod is. I'm just going to get this straight, tighten the screw down. That's it. Get all my surfaces as flat as I can get them. Alright, I got everything pretty flat. Crazy throw on that elevator. I would imagine you're going to definitely have to put some expo on that to slow it down a bit. Or dual rate if you like that type of thing. It looks like the flaps could be a bit... Oh no, they're perfect on this side. Yeah, it's a little bit low right there. So I'm gonna raise that up. So now that I have done that, I see a slight, ever so slight variation on this aileron, and a little bit more on this side where the flap needs to be adjusted. So we'll get those buttoned up. All right, I got everything very flat and working good. I'm convinced that'll be a good setup. Let's check these gear. Get situated so I can, there we go, you should be able to see them from there. Alright, gear working. This is looking beautiful by the way. Oh, had that elevated and bumped a little throttle. Set that throttle cut on now. Everything seems ready to go. So now I'm gonna go back into set up that safe mode. I'm not gonna put that on this video. I have several videos showing you how to set it up. So if you want to learn how to set up safe mode, look at one of my other videos on how to do it. The new setup though does include a nose wheel gyro, which I'm not gonna set up because this is a tail dragger, but I suppose you could just reverse it and then it would still work the same, if that makes sense. I don't think we really need it for this.